Good morning, saints of God, Love Talk family and friends. I appreciate God for His goodness, His grace, and His mercy. And I just want to get this off of me. It's been on my mind, and the Lord has been dealing with me on. We're in a season where we have to be willing to adjust, be willing to adapt, and be willing to be flexible in this season, especially in what God is doing as a people, as a body, as a church, and as a ministry. The Bible tells us in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7, says that we walk by faith and not by sight. It is very important for us as ministers to walk out what we've, our faith, our confidence, and enter into a relationship with God. God is making a move and He's making a shift, so we cannot stay complacent. We can't stay in the same area, in the same position. And it bothers me when we see, and I see so many ministers and pastors who take advantage of the people of God, take advantage of the saints. We are not lords over God's heritage. We are not to be an error, and we're not to be a stumbling block to the people of God. We are to point people back to Christ, and we are to demonstrate the love of God to everyone, regardless of how we feel, regardless of our thoughts, of our feelings. And in this season, saints of God, we do not need another type of shadow. We don't need another revelation. We don't need to do anything new or come up with anything new or build upon another person's foundation. We need to preach the gospel. People need to see men and women who have a relationship with God. Titles, positions, accomplishment, none of those things matter. What matters right now and going forward are men and women who have a relationship with God, who is able to demonstrate the love of God, the mercy of God, who's able to be compassionate, who is able to help those who need help, who need encouragement. The Bible tells us, ye who are spiritual. So that means that we as ministers, we as a ministry, we as pastors, we as leaders, we as saints, we must be spiritual. We must have a spiritual mind. We can't come into the house of God and be carnal. We can't sit up here and preach and teach and expect the saints and the people of God to love us, to respect us, or honor us if we're not doing that, because we are the first partakers. We are the watchmen. We are the ones who God is holding accountable. So it's very important that in this season, going forward, we begin to demonstrate and take the time to demonstrate the love of God through the Word of God, through the Spirit of God. We need men and women who are leaders and who are willing and humble enough to point people back to God and enter into a relationship with Him. Playtime is over. We don't have 20 years. We don't have 30 years to wait and to get things right or to build a church or to start a work. All we have is right now, the time that is put and given in front of us. So God bless you, and saints, to all the pastors and ministers, it's time for us to walk it out. It's time to walk out our faith, walk out our confidence, and enter into a relationship with God, taking the time to know Him, to love Him, to seek Him, to do the things that He requires of us in this season. And in this time, God bless you. I love you all, and stay safe.